Devin Haney getting a lot of unexpected backlash for trying to get over is what people are saying. And breaking news. Word is that this is the second time he and Bill Haney have tried to turn a loss into a win. And I'm going to tell you, man, I am really shocked by the pushback that people are giving Devin Haney on this for what he's asking for. Why he's asking for it, I'm not all the way together with most of the reason why he's asking for it. But the fact that he is asking for it, I got to tell you, I'm not against. But it is interesting because people came to me and said, hey, man, this ain't the first time. He's already had this happen in the past. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, in this particular video, we're going to deal with some fact and we're going to deal with some unverified information. And it's going to be very difficult for me to verify it. However, reasonable people are saying, yeah, Fanon, this is true. This is what happened. Well, you had Devin Haney, who got beat by Ryan Garcia, is trying to get a win out of that loss. And when I originally did a video about it, I was like, man, they must have taken the idea that I had, because I said in a video, in a live stream, that, hey, you know, if you get caught cheating in a fight, then why shouldn't the guy that got cheated get the win? Why should it go to a no contest? And I thought and the reason that I had that in my mind was because, you know, because of track and field. And in track and field, if you are in an event and you get, you know, you come in second place in the event, and then after the event is over, the first place winner gets disqualified for whatever reason, you now become the champion. That's how it works in track and field. So I was like, well, hey, man, if I wouldn't have a problem with that working that way in boxing, because, hey, man, if you wound up cheating the guy, hey, man, it was an unfair fight. You get disqualified. The guy wins. I don't have a problem with that notion. Now, so I was actually a little bit surprised. And I was like, oh, man, maybe Devin Haney listened to me or Bill Haney listened to what I said, and they went for getting a fight that was a loss turned into a win. But somebody enlightened me and said, no, they've already done this. They did it with a fighter named Hector Garcia Montes back in April of 2017 against a fighter, a 10-4-2 fighter, when Devin was fighting in Mexico. And that's what Regis Prograis was talking about when they said, hey, man, he paid somebody. Regis Prograis said, hey, man, I heard you paid somebody to turn a loss into a win. Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that supports in the super thanks. So I was told by several people that the commission, that Bill Haney, after the loss, went to the commission and tried to get the commission to change the win in Mexico from a loss to a win, again, against a guy named Hector Garcia Montes. I did see a round of the fight. I think it was a 6-round fight. It was either a 6-round or an 8-round fight. The scorecards were this. You can't actually see the scorecards on BoxRec. All you have is the final score, but that's not unusual because a lot of the Mexican fights, you don't have scorecards at all for a lot of those fights where these guys were fighting in Mexico. They just say who the winner was and don't even give you a scorecard. However, they said, no, this is what happened with Devin before. Devin didn't originally get the decision against Montes, and Bill Haney and them went to the commission, appealed to the commission, and they overturned it, and they gave Devin Haney the win. So this would be the second time that Bill Haney went to a commission and tried to get a loss turned to a win. And so when Regis Prograis got a lot of criticism and saying, oh, he's lying, that's cap. It's funny, though, that what he said happened is now Devin and Bill are trying to make it happen now. And they're getting a lot of pushback. Now, personally, again, like I said in the beginning, the only problem that I have with I don't have a problem with the loss being turned to a win. I wouldn't have a problem with that. The pushback, though, from a lot of boxing fans is like, man, you didn't win that fight. How are you going to lose a fight, but you get the win? If it becomes a no contest, it becomes a no contest because of the performance enhancing test, but you didn't actually win the fight. So you can't look and say to Ryan, yeah, I beat you. To me, if you're talking about an actual fight, man-on-man combat and all of that, it's a tough argument to overcome. My only issue with it is the following. It's the logic behind why he says and the timing of asking for it. Because one, that B sample has not come back for Ryan Garcia. So we don't know whether that B sample is dirty or not. And then you actually have to have Ryan Garcia make his argument about whether or not it was a contaminated substance or not after that takes place. But that is probably the strongest argument for Devin to say that. The other ones, which is the IV, coming in at 143, even though Devin agreed to that and was paid $1.5 million to allow that to happen. And the fact that there was no next day, no same day weigh-in when it was Devin and Devin's team, according to Eddie Hearn, that didn't want it. That seems to me to be like, man, please, that's a bunch of fluff argument there. I don't buy any of that. And the IV, where people say, oh, the IV is cheating. I read the New York State Athletic Commission rules. It's a little bit fuzzy because they said you're not allowed to do it prior to the fight, but then in another without permission. But then in another paragraph where they're referring to the same thing, they said in between the time of the weigh-in and the fight, you're not allowed to do it. So if it happened several weeks ago, it probably doesn't have anything to do with their rules, and it probably doesn't violate their rules at all. However, it's just not a good look, man, because a lot of people are saying, man, no, these dudes are trying. That's very, I think I put it in the live stream. That's not very street, because people talking about being from the street and, I'm that old school fighter. I'm I'm a throwback fighter nah, man, throwback, that doesn't fit litigating, trying to litigate your way to a win means like, hey, you're calling the authorities on a dude. Yourself. Like now, if he gets caught, because, VADA is supposed to test you. That's part of it. VADA caught that ostarine in his system and they give it over to the WBC. They give it to the New York State Athletic Commission. That's VADA and the rules catch them. It ain't street for you to be snitching and say, hey, hold on, I got some extra stuff here. Give me the win. Man, it's a bad look. And I personally don't think that he should have taken that route, at least until the time that the decision came from the New York State Athletic Commission. Just interesting stuff all around. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.